Soldier, Who the Cap Fits, Misty Morning, you name the songs. From one head full of creativity, Bob Marley would have been 78 today. And the king of reggae, we're celebrating him here today. And also linking up birthdays. So it's a belated happy birthday to the big brother of Peggy Ama Donko, Dr. Kwabena Donko, MP for Prue East. Mr. Elvis Cranting Minta of the Electrical Department of GBC, and Rita Minta. Yesterday was the birthday, 5th February. Also the birthdays of Mrs. Evelyn Nuchuga Jobo, popularly known as Sister, mother of Miss Sonu Awuku Jobo. Today's your birthday. All of this coming from Peggy Ama Donko of GBC. Also to Madame Olivia Oklu, whose birthday was on Thursday. Belated, but hey, it's still big 80. Congratulations, blessings to all of you celebrating your birthday, not just today, but in the whole month of love. Yep, which means your parents were quite busy in around June. Yeah, if you do the calculations, or maybe April, maybe May. Yeah, happy birthday to all of you. I don't know their birthdays, but I do know that on Mondays they make my morning lit. Bernard Odro Techi, certified chartered economist, and Dr. Kweku Anani Jinde, who's a lawyer, lecturer, journalist, and they are all both very patriotic Ghanaians. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Doc, I've never seen you in this kind of African print shirt before. I like it. More of those.
Thank you very much.
You're looking good because you're going back to school today.
I'm starting my lectures today.
I see you saw your barber and he gave you a good shave.
Well, I did. You know, when you are resuming, you have to, mentally, physically, even in terms of the optics, you have to put your students in a good mood.
Yeah, thank you.
So that you get them ready for the battle ahead.
It's not just the footballers who have nice haircuts before they go and play football. No, even lecturers want to look good.
Why not?
Yes.
We are shaming people's brains. We are shaming people, forming their character, building the future of this country.
Yes.
So we should look good and then more presentable and then encourage them to do likewise.
Bernard, you're wearing the color of victory and purity. What's happening? It's special day today.
I love white.
You love
it? Yes. Quick one. I've seen some flyers of yours jumping from one school to the other.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I was worried about it.
Thanks for donating this book to how to turn your talent into a successful career. You know, one thing that made Nkrumah was the writing skill. And most of African leaders don't write. So the more you write, the more you create a continued version of you. So today Nkrumah is Nkrumah not because of CPP, but because of his writing skills.
So right. That's so true.
So I would love to encourage you and edge, and I would love to be part of the project on my own finances.
One time. So
that the project you started is worth it, and I will encourage everybody to come on board. Because if you can shape the minds of today, cut them young and they shall be yours forever.
So.
In the preamble of this book, Madame Petra Abba Samoa said, if you want to get it right, follow person who know road.
It's a nice proverb.
Very nice one. So when you gave it, I was just reading through the preamble.
Follow the person who know the road.
Follow the person who knows the road. You've known the road for some years now, and it is good a case follow you to know the road.
I saw you on the road, in the streets, in the news last week.
Sure.
What was going on there?
You know I'm a vandal, right?
Yes.
And I unapologetic one. And you know how I value vandalism.
Yeah.
It's all about University of Ghana wants to still converse to a different hope what we know. And we think that it's very unacceptable. If people have done wrong, let the law deal with them. I'm not here to encourage criminality or endorse deviant behavior. But then if the university deems it fits, that it has a structure and a statute that regulate the conduct of students, and they have set up an investigative committee, all we want to put out is that they should allow the committee to exhaust their investigation, and whoever is found culpable, let the law deal with the person. But to lump up everybody together and say that for the sins and criminal act committed by few people, you are changing the whole Komot and Sabah Hall into a different architecture. We in our kind of view think that it is unfair, it's undemocratic and very unacceptable. So this morning I want to urge the President of Ghana that he must intervene. In fact, last week we presented a petition to the government of Ghana, which was received by the Ministry of Education and the Office of the Presidency. know by close of the week something affirmative will come out of it. We want Commonwealth to be as it has been. The status quo must remain. We've secured an injunction to that effect. Trial is ongoing. I would not love to go into the content or the merit of it, but I believe that the tradition must stand. Once a vandal, always a vandal.
All righty. Thank you so much. Doc, what's on your mind this morning?
Well, first, let me also congratulate you. It's not easy to write.
No, I thought.
It's not easy to put pen and paper to write. And one thing I know about writing is that writing reflects your thinking process. It reflects your personality. So I'm also grateful that you've given me a copy of this very exciting book. And I would want to extend an invitation to you. Come and visit me in one of my lectures, one of these days. Just fix the date and then come and then
just come and audit your lecture.
Yes,
I'll come.
And also encourage our students.
Okay. It's on.
Yeah, so I will be expecting you.
I will be coming.
So we have a deal. Say a very good morning to my people at Kintampo.
One time.
For the past few weeks, I've not been mentioning it. So when I got home, I got a lot of bashing.
Is it, Doc? Why?
Why? So Kintampo people, I want to say a very good morning to you. There's hope for us.
One time.
There's hope for Kintampo. So, Kafui, I have 3 issues here. I'll start with the good one. You know, sometimes I also rent some properties out. But when it is time for them to renew their tenancy agreement, it becomes very difficult, especially for the young ladies who have just finished school and then they find it very difficult to pay for the 2-year period that people usually take. But I think that one is wrong. Personally, I think it's wrong to take rent advance for 2 years. Even the law does not require that. No, the law says 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
But the problem is, some of them, I tried one in 2014. An immigration officer, I gave him a property. He paid 6 months. I asked him that every month pay their rent into my accounts. When I returned from Germany for 2 years, not paid. That is the problem we have. That is the problem. So on this note, I just want to say that government has done very well with this rental assistance scheme. I think it's going to solve most of the problems for some of those who have just come up from university. It doesn't have that 2-year advance to go and pay. So if government has come out with this major policy intervention, I think it is a step in the right direction. But the bigger question is, we have a deficit of 2 million houses in Ghana. I don't think this one is a long-term solution. No. We should be looking at putting up more affordable houses so that this issue of tenants, landlords taking rent for 2 years, 2.5 years will not even arise. But it's a good step. And I think we should congratulate government. But they should not let it end there. And one thing I like about it is that it's not going to be run by a government entity. It's been put into the hands of a private entity, the rent masters. So it's not going to be, oh, I'm a party man, give it to me, and I'll just take it and then I don't repay. That's the problem we have with Maslock. Most people think that Maslock is free money. You can go and take it without repaying because of the political links and then whatever. So I'm glad that they put it into a separate private entity that can run this because they are also there to make profit.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. My second one is Minister of Foreign Affairs. Okay. I tried to reach them for about 1 week. I could not go through. So I had to drive from my house to Minister of Foreign Affairs.
You called them?
I called. It's not going. I have the number. You can try them.
What's the number?
I have it here. I think I gave it to you. But let me continue. I will look for it. I had to drive there. At their reception, I said, well, I've been trying for 1 week. I'm not getting to that. Oh, the phone in Yajumo. What? Minister of Foreign Affairs,
okay.
So how can people reach you?
This is the number.
Yeah, you can try it.
030 273 8473.
Go, just try it.
030 273 8473. I repeat, 030 273 8473.
If you want, you can try it.
Okay.
Kafui. So what are we doing to ourselves as a country? You see, Minister of Foreign Affairs is one of the most important ministries. The outside world can get to Ghana, can get to know Ghana through our Minister of Foreign Affairs. And I think we have about 3 ministers there, right? The foreign minister herself and then 2 deputies. And such a strategic and important ministry. And people cannot get to you. Please. I don't think we are doing ourselves any good there. And you see, to be
So you have to
appointed
drive there.
from my house to the ministry just to get some information from the legal department. And Kafui, I think we should not be doing this to ourselves. I think the three ministers, they've not been fair to the president. Because for my information, you know the number of people who apply for this ministry, more than 25 people applied. And you are privileged, and then you have the opportunity to be put into this strategic position.
Why do you apply? I thought the government just
No, but people applied.
to become a minister.
No, to get that particular ministry. People lobbied.
Oh, okay. So it's a lobby.
And then the people lobbied, some branches, bishops, imams, 25 of them. And if you are fortunate to be appointed by the president as foreign minister, we expect something better. I think some of the ministers are not doing any good to the president because the president cannot be anywhere, cannot be everywhere. That's why he put you there, so that if our foreign ministry, you cannot get to them, please, we get to ourselves as a country and as a people.
Well, we have 30,000 unclaimed passports at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah.
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000 of them. And I think, to me, it's very embarrassing. And in the unlikely event of a reshuffle, I think the foreign minister must go first.
Because of the passports or the telephone number?
I think telephone number is the means by which people can reach your office. If people cannot reach your office, what are you doing there? For heaven's sake. So in the case of, in the unlikely event of a reshuffle, I'm choosing my words carefully. I'm not saying there's going to be a reshuffle.
You said unlikely.
In the unlikely event of a reshuffle, the foreign minister must go. Based on this one alone.
There hasn't been a reshuffle in 6 years, so it's very unlikely.
That's why I'm choosing my words carefully.
Yeah,
So I think the ministry must set up, and I'm giving them 2 weeks. I'm going to file a civil suit against them.
Wow.
I'll go to court and get a writ of mandamus, which will whereby I will be requesting the court to force them to do what they are required to do under their mandate. And after that, I also intend to write to the Speaker of Parliament to drag the Minister of Foreign Affairs to Parliament to come and answer why ordinary common telephone lines are not working.
So was it ringing and not going? Or you're just
no, it's not going through.
Okay.
If you want, I can give you and you try. You have it. Just try it. For 5 days. I had to drive there to get it. Okay. So
my people have tried and they confirm what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's not going through.
It's not going through. So what are we doing? So please, Minister of Foreign Affairs, you have.
They have to look sharp.
They have to look sharp.
Right. And the number is on their website. You can go check it out. Ministry of Foreign Affairs Ghana.
No, it's not going.
Yeah, it's not
so
going
I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to talk about this morning, Bernard, can you read Article 125 clause 1? Quick. Article 1254 clause 1. After that, you go to clause 3.
You've gone into lecture mode now. You've gone into lecture mode.
Some preacher.
No, he's gone into lecture.
Quickly.
Article
125 clause 1.
Okay, so title chapter 11, the Judiciary General.
Good, okay.
Article Judicial Power of Ghana. 1. Article 125 clause 1. Justice emanates from the people and shall be administered in the name of the Republic by the judiciary, who shall be independent and subject only to this constitution.
Then go to clause 3.
Okay, 3. The judicial power of Ghana shall be vested in the judiciary accordingly. Neither the president nor parliament nor any organ or agency of the president nor parliament shall have or be given final judicial power.
Good.
What does that mean?
So
regular English.
What it means is that justice is from the people of Ghana.
Sure.
But because all of us cannot be judges, that is why we're giving the judiciary the mandate to perform these judicial functions for us. So if you have a situation where the judiciary makes a court order to be served on an individual, the individual refuses, throws the court order away, kicks it with his feet, I think we are not being fair to the judiciary. You know what? What it means is that you are not prepared to even accept the order of a court. Remember, the administration of justice, we have the judges, the clerk of the court, the interpreters, and then the process servers, what you call the bailiffs. They are supposed to serve you. So that if the bailiffs bring a document, for whatever reason, you can refuse it. But to kick against that document, that is an order of the court, a document coming from the court with the coat of arms on it, so that you would treat the entire system with contempt. I'm referring to what Honorable Abrakwa Okujato did when he was being served. You can refuse to take it. And remember, let's look at it very. We are not trying it now. He gave you the document. You refuse to take it. The document was not in your car, whereby you say, oh, I'm taking it out of my car. It was not on your car, whereby you say that, okay, when I drive, it may fall and then I may cause damage to it. It is not in front of your car, where you can argue that, okay, if I drive over it, maybe I can cause criminal damage to public property.
What document are we talking about here?
It's an injunction that was served on him. And it's not behind your car, and it's not under your car, it was beside your car. So you could just drive away without touching that document. But you got out of your car, kicked it with your feet, treated with contempt, which I think is not acceptable, especially coming from a lawmaker. That is my concern. Coming from somebody who is a lawmaker, a former minister of state. I think we should not tolerate this. You see, I haven't heard any media house making any noise about this, because most of the media houses in Ghana, you've all been compromised. I'm sorry.
So just give us, for those who are not following, what exactly happened?
They wanted to serve him.
Okay, the courts wanted to...
So an injunction.
An injunction.
That you shouldn't say anything further
about the Reverend Kusi Boafo
about Reverend Kusi Boafo.
Okay.
But he said he wouldn't take it. And then look at the scene. The man left it and then he just went out to kick it around.
Oh, he kicked it twice.
Yeah, the kicking is what I'm against. You can refuse. Look, I wouldn't take it. And you go. Because that document was not in front of your car. It was not in your car. It was not on your car. It was not behind your car. And it was not under your car. So what sense does it make to start kicking it in this manner? You see, some people have been made to believe that, to think that they are above the law in this country. We should not accept it. This behavior is very regrettable and unacceptable. And if I were him, I would render an unqualified apology to the people of Ghana. Because the letter originating from the court, we have the coat of arms on it. You know, before you can call yourself a state, you need to have a permanent population, defined territory, and then you have certain symbols, like your national flag, your currency, and then your coat of arms. That is why when you destroy our currency, you can be charged. If you destroy the Ghana flag, you can be charged. And this official document with the coat of arms on it, if you treat it this way, I think this is unacceptable. And if I were him, I would apologize to the good people of Ghana.
Can he be taken on for doing this?
Well, the court can decide what to do. It's contempt. This is a court document.
So contempt issues, rental issues,
and the Minister of
Foreign Affairs,
you see,
non-working phone. So
this one I find disgusting. The media, we are all quiet because most of you have been compromised.
Are we quiet? We're not quite here.
But I haven't heard any media talking about
we are
it.
media. We are talking about it. Yes. So we're making attempts to speak to him.
Yeah, you have to speak to him.
If we don't get through to him, we'll let you know why we didn't get through. Just like you're talking about the Minister of Foreign Affairs numbers.
Yeah.
If he refuses to speak to, we'll let you know.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. So we're making attempts to speak with the Honourable Member of Parliament for.
You see, what is interesting is that when the whole saga started, you recognize and realize that you have to go to Shiraj. You sent your matter to Shiraj. Fair, that is good. Somebody also sent his matter to a court. And then the court made a decision. Now you don't want to respect. So in case the Shiraj also makes the decision, do you expect the other party to respect it?
Questions which will demand answers for. Thank you so much, Dr. Jinde, for your take. What's on your mind? Bernard, what's on your mind this morning?
Carl, 3 things and a bit of ended. Carl, I've never hidden my political color on this platform, but what is wrong is wrong. First, I'm a Vanda, our motto is true stance. So what the Honourable Member of Parliament did is totally wrong. And every right-thinking Ghanaian, let's put the color aside and condemn it. The thinking is that we have supreme laws of the land. And if you read Article 1, Clause 2, Clause 1, 2, 2, 3, going down there, he said, the supreme law of this land is this constitution. And any law found to be inconsistent with senality. You see, if you are being served a court order, it doesn't mean you're a criminal. And you see, members of parliament, state ministers, president, presidential staffers, ambassadors are icons of the society. So they ought to set the pace and we will follow. So regardless of me being in the same political position, is wrong. Because he's been a former news president, former deputy minister, a presidential staffer before, current member of parliament, a ranking member on finance committee in parliament, and a crusader of corruption, anti-corruption in this country.
And a tracker of presidential jet
travel. So, in as much as I'm with
Unofficial.
him in the same political affiliation, I should be bold enough and say what is wrong. Let's assume tomorrow the NDC comes to power and the court order is being served on an MPP MP and he put up this conduct. Are you going to glorify it? Hell no. I admire him for the crusade he's embarking on, bringing out the filth in the system, fighting corruption, tracking the president, and everybody is kind of clapping for him. And in fact, if you rank most of the MPs in Ghana, the first top 3 people will say, Okudzeto is there. And he shouldn't let some of these things run down. And you see, Cav, bad news spread faster than good news. All the things, a teacher was writing a number from 1 to 100. Cav, he got it all right from 1 to 99. And when he was moving from 99 to 100, he wrote 101. And the kids started laughing at the teacher. The teacher intentionally did that just to know if I commit one wrong, will it affect the 99 I got it right? So you can get all things right, but the one wrong you can commit can nullify all the good things you have done. So, Honorable Okudzeto, you are a vandal, the motto is true stance. We say the truth as it is. We don't mince words. What you did on the court, the writ of sermon that was being served on you is wrong.
It's a court injunction.
Injunction.
It's a court order.
Okay, it's a restraining order that was being served on you. And look at the good aspect of the injunction. You were being restrained for only 10 days.
10 days. It was an interim injunction.
Interim injunction, that's part A. So you can even decide to take it and restrain and go for the 10 days. And then again, the injunction was only on him. So he could even organize his guys around to throw the
Other persons to do the propaganda.
So for me, Cav, as a vandal where our motto is true stance, is unacceptable. Right. And I'll urge on him to, if possible, apologize for that conduct. Okay. Now, 3, birth and death registry. Cav, it's a bombshell.
For real. What's going on there?
Look, people need birth certificate for months they are not getting. They have had their system being done for almost 2 months. At times you will get electricity doesn't work. You can put in a call to them. Cav, I've raised several issues on this platform. Anytime you raise, they will come back and run it down, but later I come out to be. One was the passport issue. The day I brought up the passport issue on this platform, they came back to debunk it. Today, the same Ministry of Foreign Affairs is calling people to come and take up 30,000 passports. Do you know why they cannot come? Most of them are out of the.
How can you verify that?
They have found other means to go out. People are getting service passport in this country. People are getting service passport. So if I need a normal passport card and it's going to take me hell of time to get it, wouldn't I find other medium to go? Birth and death registry should set up. It falls under Ministry for Local Government and Rural Development. That's the ministry it falls under. So this morning, I want to call on the sector minister, Honorable Dan Botwe. If you could listen to me, start the registrar for birth and death. If he or she's very incompetent, who is very incompetent? See, people are lining up. They relocated their office from the ministry to the Nalak house at a golf house over there. And when you get there every day, people are kneeling, begging for birth cert. If you have had the time to travel wide, like Doug and myself, when you go to UK, it's a service economy. I don't understand why commonsensically people to pay for birth certs. Produce and let them pay. You say no, system is down. So can't we, of all the IT courses you are running in Ghana, you have UMass, KUST, Legon, Wisconsin, can't we have people develop a simple app that people can just go in, log in, get a birth cert within seconds? I don't get it. Where digitalization? If you like, send your crew there at Lalag House behind us. People have been there for 3 weeks, 1 month, they are not getting a simple birth certificate.
Why didn't they even get a certificate when they were born? Why are you getting a certificate when you're an adult?
Normally
you should get one
on to think about it. You need birth certificate to get Ghana card and to get passport. So people can either get a birth cert, nor get a Ghana card. And Ghana card may be the instrument as a voting instrument in 2024. So if the government is watching us this morning, the registrar for birth and death should be sacked immediately.
We just got a response from Birth and Deaths. We are not at liberty to mention the source, but
Right.
we confirm everything that you have said.
Sure.
And a release will be coming out.
They should keep releasing. Look, go there now. People can go there 5 a.m. just to join the queue to get birth certificate. Are we reasonable as a country? Because when I brought the passport issue, they ran it down. People need birth cert to get Ghana card and to get passport. Today, they can't get a birth cert. How can they get a Ghana card? And we are paying people to do that. Look, the sector minister, Honorable Dangote, should sack the registrar. There are competent young people who want to do this job. Simple app application, CAF.
Yeah, it's an app, man.
That you can sit in your home,
And
put
do it,
in your
man.
details,
They will verify
go there and
everything.
pick it. When you go to UK, right, what do they have? They don't have gold, they don't have timber. Service industry. You get things done within 3 hours, 4 hours in UK, and you people are paying to get it. CAF, if you tell me to pay premium to get there, I'll pay. Let's say the normal price around, let's say 100 Ghana. Make it premium 300 Ghana for 1 week or 3 days. People will pay.
Because they need the stuff.
They need a thing. So government of Ghana must sit up and that registrar must be sacked. Look, 3 months ago it was electricity. The whole building, for over 1 month, electricity was not working. When they got electricity back, app is not working. So why are we paying people to punish people? Because we are just paying people to punish Ghanaians. Meanwhile, there are young people with master's degree who want to do this job, and the old people are there. Gerontocracy. We put old people there. They are not innovative. They are not creative. They are not smart. Meanwhile, go out there. People with master's degree. We can just employ one individual and can transform the whole birth and death registry. Just one person who had the requisite qualification. All you need is an IT application. Whereby if I'm in Bono, I can sit in Sunyani or Dumase Chra,
Wherever.
input the data, I can get courier to deliver it to me in my home.
And you charge.
And you charge and get money, service industry. And you see the register when they are coming, sitting in big cars and they be surveyed around air conditioning, he or she must be sacked. She must be sacked.
We'll wait for that release that they promised.
They have to bring the
But they've
release.
confirmed
And I'm
everything.
challenging them.
They've confirmed everything that you've said.
On this platform, anything I have said, it's come to pass. And I know what I'm saying. Look, my sister needed a birth cert to apply for Ghana card and a passport to go to Germany. 3 months now. 3 months, 3 good months. 3 good months. She tried it in Sunyani, it didn't work. She drove all the way here. Look, now she's stranded. Do you want her to lose her marriage? Mr. or Madam Registrar, you are incompetent. Sit up.
She's trying to travel to go and meet the husband.
Yes, in Germany. But she needed a birth cert
Yes.
to get Ghana card, to get passport.
Passport.
So the birth cert hasn't come for the past 90 days, 3 months. You can't get a Ghana card. How can she get a passport?
So she's still here.
She's still here. And we are paying people.
Is starving in Germany.
And we are paying people to punish people.
Oh.
This country is sick. And Mr. Dangote sacked the registrar for birth and death. She is incompetent. Number 2 is gold for oil policy. Last 2 weeks, DOR commended that policy.
Yeah.
Economically, it's a scam. You know why? I'll tell you one thing.
And that will be our big conversation after the
Sure.
Yeah, so give us highlights. Yeah.
This is the framework of the government policy.
Come on, Ghana.
And it was released 3rd February 2023. So, if you see, if any government all over the want to put up a policy of this nature, you first put up the policy before implementation. Okay? Government implement a policy before releasing the framework. You know the implementation? People can't critique it. From the hindsight, it's a great policy. But people don't understand. I've gotten the pain to read through. It's just a 6-page framework.
6 pages.
6 pages. And when you interrogate it, it doesn't make economic sense. And let me be brief on this. Gold for oil operate on 2 legs. The barter system and the broker system. The barter system means that government has gold and UAE has oil or Sudan has oil. So I take my gold through a gold metal account and come and take oil. So that is gold. This is oil. The policy say create a metallic account, either in a place that the supplier deems fit. And when you are convinced, you exchange your gold and pay the oil.
That's all.
So, yes, double convenience of one. I bring my gold, I take the oil. That for me makes sense on the barter system. Where I totally disagree with the government is the broker channel. So the Go for Oil has two channels, the barter channel and the broker channel. I agree with the government 100% on the barter channel. I take my gold, I exchange for oil. It makes sense. Okay, CAF. Here is the case government says that to be able to do the gold for oil, there should be a broker called a betweener. Why?
Middleman.
Why should there be a middleman? Why must the government bring in middleman to do what? Because you have Bank of Ghana, Precious Mineral Marketing Company. People are here. Why must government go in for a third party to come and do what? Because you have Bank of Ghana who can set out the votes, PMMC can buy the gold. Why do you need a broker again to come and do what, Mr. Government?
What does this say in the framework?
Okay.
What does the broker do?
BOG execute a gold supply agreement under which it sells gold to a gold broker, which provides forest cover to pay for petroleum products. Meanwhile, you have BOG and PMMC representing government to do that job. Why do you then need a third party?
To provide forest cover, that's what they're saying.
Forest cover for what? Because, CAF, you've told Ghanaians that you have a vote at BOG for gold reserve. And that PMMC and Bank of Ghana will be the middleman for the government. They buy it and they store it and they exchange for gold. Now, government then said that the broker channel.
Have they named the broker?
No broker is named. Identity is not known. We need to lift the veil. Questions must be asked. If they come here, ask them that. Bernard Otechi said that the channel, there are two channels. I agree with the barter channel. And I'll mad the government 100 over 100 for that. No qualms. Okay. But the broker channel, I totally disagree. If we are not careful, we are going to create multiple layers. People will be making money against the states. Because we have BOG, we have PMMC to do that job. Why do you then need a broker to do that job? And come to think about it. This policy is likely to fail because government is not the largest producer of gold in Ghana. And government has set up a price ceiling with which he wants to buy the gold. CAF, if I'm a galamsey or small-scale miner, and government is buying my 24-karat gold bar, let's say $1 million, and black man is going for $1 million, where will you sell your gold to? So obviously, this policy is not sustainable because the price ceiling being put up by the government will let the gold galamseys and the gold miners take their gold to a different platform than the government.
How would you restructure this whole idea?
If I were the government, I should be able to own more shares in some of the gold mining in their country.
And control the price.
And control the price. Other than that, people will have the gold all right, but because your price is not too competitive, they will be compelled to sell their gold to other platforms than you. When it comes to that level, you have a good policy, supply will not come, but you can have the purchasing power. That is one thing that can make this. That is why in the first tranche of the gold for oil, government used money to buy than the gold.
You were using the broker?
No, they couldn't use the barter or the broker because the gold was not there.
Okay.
The gold will not be there because the price is not appetizing to the sellers. If I'm a seller supplier and I'm selling my item, I want a competitive price. So any price beyond what to give me profit or money. So CAF, the policy might be well interrogated, especially on the broker channel.
Okay.
We should be able to ask the government, who are the brokers? Name them. Let Ghanaians know whom the brokers are. What is their identity? What is their background? What is their capacity? Because
are they Ghanaians even?
we don't even know. That is why I'm bringing it up here for discourse. So that when they come to this platform, there is a framework. I'll send you the soft copy. And for me, in my candid view, this policy, if possible, ought to be halted. Because
Who authored this?
I think government of Ghana can see the seal.
Okay, yeah.
It came from the ministry. Yeah. So I printed from their website this morning when I was coming. And I think that in my candid view, Let's interrogate it more, especially on the broker channel.
You need to have a photocopy company sponsor you. Man, you do a lot of photocopies, man.
Sure.
For the good of Ghana, man.
Sure. Last one is the GOG and Individual Bondholders Forum Technical Report. So this is also the technical report from the Government Setup Technical Committee to review whether individuals should be excluded or otherwise.
From the debt exchange program.
So Senga Hosea and his people formed the Individual Bondholders Forum, and they come out with a report on it. Now, in the very report, they gave out, and one thing, Cav, I'm not much enthused is that when they set up the committee, interestingly, the very people who created the mess are the people dominating in the committee, Ministry of Finance. All this whole controversy, debt restructuring, is about some of their ills.
Who are the members of the committee?
One is Mr. Samuel Athas, who is Director, TMMD, Ministry of Finance, and leader of the government team.
Okay, Akes.
Dr. Al-Hassan Idrusu, one of the Director of Ministry of Finance, who is a member. Senor Hosea is convener for IBF, who is the leader of the IBF, and David Tete, convener, and the rest are ordinary observers and members. Now, if you look at the terms and reference of this particular technical committee, it's a good job. Government ought to exempt so many people. And in the report, the Individual Bond gave a lot of recommendation, which is very revealing and appetizing. They are telling government that a lot of things you can do to cut down so that you don't punish people.
Give us some of their recommendations.
So one, on the revenue side, enforce the filing of interest or coupon income on corporate instrument, ESLA, Dati, cocoa bills. What they are saying is that we must encourage companies to file their corporate instruments so that when they file, you can deduct more to cushion people. Two, oil production has dropped. And when this oil production dropped, some gains were made, over $300 million, translating to 3.6 billion Ghana cedi. They are saying that government should use this thing to cushion excluding people from it. Four, government should exercise its right under Accra Petroleum Agreement. Now, this agreement is disingenuous to government, and it is making government lose 5.6 billion per year. And what they are saying is that government has an agreement with Accra, and when it is reviewed, the gain that could be made can cushion people. Six, expedite reform to enforce property taxes. What they are saying is that a lot of properties owners in this country are not paying taxes.
Yeah.
And if government can implement the property tax regime, the gain that can be made from there can cushion the government liquidity.
Did they give a number to it?
Yeah, they did. That is almost 2.2 billion new Ghana cedi.
Okay.
If they do
from
that.
property taxes alone?
Sure.
Per year?
Yeah, per year. Right about to fully enforce VAT invigilation, that saw the rise. Okay. So what they are saying is that government has increased VAT. It's a good thing. If government can enforce it well, the state can raise the additional 23.7 billion new Ghana cedi, and that can be a cushion. Pursue recovery of funds lost through financial irregularities. They are talking about Auditor General report between 2015 to 2022, and here they are talking about close to 13.9 billion. If this money is retrieved, that can be a greater of other things. So, in my candid view, they've listed almost close to 21 suggestions. And when government can implement these suggestions, the gain that can be made is more than even close to 190 billion new Ghana cedi. In my candid view, government must implement the suggestion, the recommendation by the Individual Bondholders Forum. And if the government can have the guts to do that, a lot of people can be exempted from the debt exchange program that we want. Because today, a lot of middlemen, the working class and savers are crying. And if you are not careful, people may end up losing their life because of the domestic debt exchange program.
So domestic debt exchange program issues.
Birth and death.
The birth and deaths.
Gold for oil
and then
policy.
the gold for oil. We have the rental assistance scheme, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
And then the Ablakwa.
And then the Ablakwa
Saga.
The document. Saga. Everything is a saga, man.
It's a saga.
In case you just joined us, this is GTV Breakfast. WhatsApp number 0556-34. We'll run through the quick headlines and I'll get your comments also.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes, I read through the document.
Okay. All right. All right.
And I think what Bernard is saying to some extent, I think in some respects, I agree with him, but to describe the whole thing as a scam, to me,
On the broker side.
But because you don't agree with it does not make it
On
a
the
scam.
broker side.
Because you don't agree with it.
On the broker side.
No. Yes, on the broker side. Because you don't agree with the broker side, it doesn't make it a scam. So we have to be very careful as we choose our words. I think whatever the case, for me, I think if it will go a long way to reduce the hardship that we're going through in terms of purchases of fuel, I think we should welcome it, although it may have certain defects.
But nobody should benefit unduly from our.
My understanding was that if you have oil, you have gold, somebody has oil. The person taking the gold from you does not need your gold. So, according to my understanding, I've gone through the document. What you need is somebody who can convert that gold into money.
Okay.
That's my understanding. I think the technical people will be here to explain it. So I don't want to go into that. And also about the composition of the committee. Bernard, excuse me, how many members are on that committee?
6, but 4 are the active members.
4.
Yeah.
2 from Minister of Finance.
2 from Minister of Finance.
And 2 from the.
And then you have 6-member committee. 2 from Minister of Finance. How does that make it a majority?
No. It's no. Out of the 6. 2 of them are just in attendance, observers, so they are not members of the committee.
They have observer status, but they are members of the committee.
They don't have voting rights.
No, they are members of the committee. You have an observer status. It does not mean that you are not a member of the committee. So we have a 6-member committee where 2 are from the Minister of Finance Affairs, Minister of Finance and whatever, and
2 from the bondholders.
2 from the bondholders, 2 with observer status.
So it's an equal split, right?
It's an equal split. So to conclude that they have a majority or they dominate, I cannot get it.
Maybe it was a slip of tongue.
So sometimes you see, here is a very respectable platform. Maybe if it's a slip of tongue, it will be after. But if you are not an apology, this one we all make mistakes. But if you are not very careful, people may think that you are intentionally trying to misrepresent and distort the facts, because the facts are that there are 6 members.
What do you have to say, Bernard?
Or you see, at times I feel that things call for independent people. At times I'm of the view that the people who created the mess
should not be
part of solving the mess. At times get independent people all together to bring out new ideas. Because I don't see why the ministry has gotten us this far. At times bring in new fresh people. And when you get them on board, the solution at times that you need, you end up getting it.
They can be more independent in their
more
thinking.
Independent.
But in that case, it does not make that is the point I'm making.
Point taken. Point taken. I'm about to read what's in the papers today, but this property rates thing, we can get a lot of money from property rates. What was the number they said we could get from property rates? About 2-something billion, yeah? Yeah. I just and tech is a big deal in getting increased property rates. I read a couple of months ago how in France they used some artificial intelligence to discover 20,000 swimming pools that were not being declared for property rate. And all of a sudden, the government got 10 million euros.
Wow.
20,000 pools were undetected. Because the pools, when you have a pool in your building, it means the value, property. Exactly, the value of the pool goes up. They found 20,000 pools, and that translated into 10 million euros. Using technology. So we've got to look sharp. I mean, you were talking about birth and death. Yes, you need an app. An app will make things fast for everybody. All right.
But the reality is that the property rate in front of my house, whenever the light goes off, I have to bring a technical man, go and buy the street bulb, come and fix it myself. Then you come to me that you pay property rate.
That is the issue.
For what? So, even when they come, they just come with property rate in you. You don't see them again.
No. So we've got to really up the game on that one.
Come on.
You're watching GTV Breakfast. Your comments pretty soon. Thelma will be coming to read them. 055-556-1035. Thelma or Maltiti, who knows? But one of them will come. Headlines in the papers today. Daily Graphic. Gold for oil plan. As if they knew what we were talking about. NPA, National Petroleum Authority to regulate product prices, is on page 20 of today's Daily Graphic. So a picture there I see of Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, Chief Executive of the NPA. More conversations on Go for Oil after this segment. Korle Bu roads now a death trap, and some very serious pictures of some roads in Korle Bu. IMF deal will conclude in March, says the president. And there's a law to speed up trials in the off. Is today's Daily Graphic. Ghanaian Times, fuel prices to reduce by March, says NPA. Will it ever get to single digits? That's my question. I missed those times. Parliament reconvenes tomorrow. More action in the House, I'm sure of that. President Akufo-Addo accepts resignation of chieftaincy minister, appoints Dan Butchie as the caretaker minister. I was looking for reasons why the man resigned. Okay, so it's on health reasons, I believe. Yeah, so thank you for that. Those are the headlines. The military restores calm to Mami Krobo after averting a reprisal attack on nomadic herdsmen. So those are your stories in the Ghanaian Times. The Finder leads with premix fuel subsidy hits 264.8 million cedis last year. Wow, a lot of money. Ghana seeks Germany's help to get China back to back debt restructuring efforts. Will the Chinese listen to the Germans?
Because Germany, they have a lot of presence in China.
Okay.
Most of the one of the largest plants for Mercedes is now in China.
Okay.
Where they supply the American market, the Asian markets. BMW, they are there. Audi, they are there. Porsche, they are there. So they have very strong links with the Chinese. So
Awesome.
I hope they would listen.
Okay. Gold for oil program explained in 14 points. The gold for oil is trending today. It's in today's Finder. So there are 14 points at which explain the gold for oil. Thelma will have a big conversation on that pretty soon. Okujeto Ablakwa rubbishes court writ, kicks court papers on the ground upon service by bailiff. Dr. Jinde spoke about that. You saw the video of him doing some football skills on the court document. It remains to be seen. We tried to get through to him, but he's not answering. And when he answers, and this segment is still on, we'll get his thoughts on that. Your messages are coming in thick and fast, like a swarm of bees. And here, all honeyed up, is Thelma. What's up?
Hey, I know.
We like sweet words.
Oh, who doesn't?
Women like sweet words.
Who doesn't?
You say honey and things like that.
Even our creator, he likes praise.
He likes
and
praise.
worship. And we are created in his image.
So Miss Malaka for you.
Good morning. Thank you for sending your messages across to us. These are the thoughts of those who are sending them to us, and we are not the people saying these things. Papa Pani of Tichimentia says he calls himself the patriotic voice, Bichim. He says Ghana should exercise patience for NPP government, and very soon Ghana will be the best place to live. He's very confident of that. Aaron Babakoko Komisa says the main basic reason why concerned citizens join political queues to vote during the general elections is one, realistic, achievable, time-bound economic policy, the feeling of change, political administration or government, or change of political atmosphere. Point is, if the gold for oil deal is the only contractual agreement that will salvage the situation, why not? And it's a long-term deal, why not? Aaron is sending us that from Latebio Koshi. Vincent says, good morning, BFS. That minister wants to be the General Secretary of the Commonwealth. Okay. Good morning, says this next viewer. Well, he does not say I'm speculating. He makes that like a definitive statement. But he reserves the right to his opinion, as we keep saying on the screen. Good morning to you all. So he's saying, with all due respect, tell Mr. Techi to ask the government of Ghana to build houses for Ghanaians to rent. So all this rent issue will stop. What happened to Sagleme? Amandays, Ablakwa is a disgrace. He is a member of parliament and he behaves like this. And the likes of him in his party want to continue to government. The court ought to use him to set an example. And he's using SH. Those are his thoughts. Musa Abattoir says, we are living under unprecedented economic hardship. It's just too much to get 3 square meals a day. It's very difficult. That's why crime rates keep increasing. Corruption and misappropriation of government officials are going up since 2017. Anytime you hear about Auditor General's report, it's as if Ghana sold to President Akufo-Addo and his family and friends. Public purse is under attack. God save Ghana. These are Musa's thoughts. Ghana to have a better system controlled by government to support citizens financially. 1, we need affordable houses all across the country. 2, we need state buses and trains. With no more trotro, doing that as a country will help to have regulated system control by government. Other than that, people will continue to cry because they only use their salary for rent and transport fares. Eric Finn sent this to us from Awoshi. Good morning, Kafen team. It's been more than 5 years. I've paid for processing of my bed set, and I'm still waiting. And he's slapping his face, I assume would be utter frustration. Hello, good morning, Kaf. The issue about bed set is very serious, and in some hospitals, they pay for it. It's very sad. Nana Boatima sent that message. YY Lamte says, good morning, GTV Breakfast Show team. Ojo is making good points in the service of Ghana. Please, let him stop using insulting and curse words. Bernard, this one is for you.
All I heard him say was, hell no. It's not. He didn't insult anybody. Hell no. It's like, damn.
Well,
it's not too good for him. Right?
Greetings coming to you, Cap, and your respectable panelists. Please,
I
send my new birth set back to them for correction on the gender, which they made a mistake. It's been almost 4 years since, and I'm still yet to receive it back. Kaylin sent us that from Aguna Swedro. When I see pictures, then I just panic because I don't know what's going on there. Birth and death registry issue is intentional by the workers to frustrate applicants and extort from them. Some reverend who is in charge sleeps on the job, and another Alhaji and Mr. to issue sets. That's why they are hiding in that dilapidated structure to avert attention from them. Ghana is sick. Okateche Ofori is venting on our screen. Mahama Bakojo from Assume, what a country. Under the gold for oil deal, is the understanding that the supplier of the oil is the person getting the buyer of the gold? We don't know who buys the gold again. Question there. Leo, good morning, Kafui. 80% of Honorable Ghanaians do support the actions of Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa. Ghanaians are privy to the assault of a bailiff at the office of the road minister when he attempted serving the minister with a court document. Secondly, a now aspiring presidential candidate of the ruling party threatened the High Court judge in this country, and charlatans like the doctor were mute in this country, but can talk because Ablakwa is from an inferior tribe. Kofi Osino, those are your thoughts. Quite strong words there, Kofi. Just bring it all down a bit. Professional scam. Just one sentence. Okay. Escort NG sent us that. Gold for oil has come to stay. The naysayers will continue to do all sorts of propaganda. But inshallah, things will move on smoothly. Those are the thoughts of Master Planner Jr. from King Tampo. Lottie, this is what I believe is to be called a simple pendulum communication. The Deputy Energy Minister said the oil brought in is 10% and it is insignificant and will not have effect on the prices for now, since the oil companies have lots of stock. Does this guy think we are in a chemistry doing a titration experiment? More. Ernest from Cape Coast. Our nation is in the wrong hands and we citizens are suffering the worst. I'm ashamed of this government. Still more coming in. Good morning, CAF. Please, we need KKD on set. Good morning to your panel and your able team. Nash sent us this from Tamale. TE Mensa, bringing in the broker was an afterthought. This was done because it was revealed by Honorable John Jinapor that the first consignment was through cash, but not gold. Okay. NPP are smart in lies. Regards to my boss, BOT. So, BOT, your people are messaging you. Good morning, Mr. Bernard is saying the truth. It's time some Ghanaians change their attitude. Work for your pay must work. Yao Ejay from Boenim, I believe is what it is. Boenim. Yes. Slap your face. Boenim.
We have
okay. CAF, both your panel members are doing very well. I love their submission. God bless them. Ernest Winfall says, GTV Breakfast Show is the best. Keep it up. I like the support your panel are giving to each other. Teach the other stations, please. God bless GTV. Penny the penny. They are watching, so they are learning. Hi, BFS. It's unfortunate our leaders are not doing enough to generate revenue locally. Even quarry sites are owned by foreigners. Michael sent us this from Ashalaja. I'm trying to take my time so I can get everybody's message today. Please, panel members in the studio, it is very, very expensive to build a refinery, because if we have a refinery in Ghana, all this gold for oil problem will not come. Alhaji Dauda joining again. Gold for oil, let's wait and see how fuel delivery will work out without any bottlenecks. If only OPEC will not stop Ghana from such a trade partnership. Alhaji Dauda sending us that from Medina Estate. Hi team, students have to fix damaged things in their hall of residence these days with their own money. Pent Hall is in shambles. SNIT should renovate this hall. BOT, you are a student advocate. Maybe you can take this up. Trisha, hi Trisha, thank you for joining us again. CAF, kudos to you and your August panel. My sister needs a birth certificate to acquire her Ghana card. She had to pay 300 cedis to receive it in 3 days. She only got it in 2 months after the intervention of a big man. They complained about cuts and their boss being hospitalized. The staff at their head office is incompetent. I agree with Bernard. The head needs to be fired. Tama, you're looking good. Thank you, Trisha, for sending that message. A couple more, then I go. Good morning to your panelists. Abdul in Atonsu. The gold for oil is a scam. Boku is bleeding to let's wash out. I don't quite know what he means, but Abubakar is still typing. Good morning, Kaf. We are suffering from deficiency leadership, period. And that's where I end my messages for now, period. Back to you, Kaf.
Thank you so much. Thelma, quick points. The gold for oil, Ghana paid $40 million for 40,000 metric tons of diesel, says the NPA. More conversations on gold for oil coming up with Thelma when she returns to have a conversation on that particular topic. Running through a couple of the headlines in the news. So Yagbonwura Tuntumba Borisa I has passed on. We got that news yesterday, and so we send our condolences to his family and the people of Gonjaland. Is the overlord of Gonjaland, Yagbonwura Tuntumba Borisa I, passed on after a 12-year reign, and according to news sources, he died on the dawn of Saturday, February 4, at his palace in Damango in the Savannah region. Family is preparing to officially announce the death in line with customs and tradition. He had been unwell for some time now, and his passing comes a fortnight after the Lopura Alhaji MND Jaola also passed on in the United States. So the late chief was enskined as Yagbonwura in March 2010. Before his enskinment as Yagbonwura, he was the paramount chief of the Kasau traditional area of Gonja, under the skin name of Kasaugura Sulemana Jakba. He was the son of Yapewura Bakari, the son of Yagbonwura Mahama of Kasaugu, and Ma Nyembali Chiraba. And so, so that's the news that we have with the passing of the overlord of the Gonja kingdom, mourning because a great leader has fallen. And currently all paramount, divisional, and sub-chiefs are trooping to the palace for the necessary rites as custom demands. His body will be conveyed to Nyange, the traditional capital of the kingdom, for performance of rituals before transporting to Mankuma, the royal cemetery, for interment. We want to send our condolences to the people of Gonjaland on the passing of Yagbonwura Tuntumba Borisa I, who passed on after 12 years being the overlord. More news. I saw a man dressed in Royal Kente, and he joined Otumfuo over the weekend for Akwesi Day. I've been there before, not dressed as royally as this man, who has Ghanaian and Sierra Leonean heritage and also a British citizen. And he joined Asante Ene Otumfuo Osei II, chiefs and a host of other natives of Ashanti for the celebration of Akwesi Day at the Menchia Palace in Kumasi yesterday, February 5th. I'm talking about Idris Elba, the actor, Beast of No Nation actor. Pictures of him in his beautiful kente all over social media. It's just a nice display of Ghanaian culture. I love it when people just express themselves in the way that is befitting of us as Ghanaians. You know, I've declared Friday to be Fugu Friday, Fugulicious. So every Friday I wear my Fugu.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm happy to see people expressing their culture. You will see a picture of him pretty soon up on the screen, just to show you how wonderful it looks. But yeah, those are the big stories of the day this morning. Let's see what any responses from the messages that went through. So we are bringing up the picture of Idris Elba in a short while. You will see him looking really nice and handsome, you know. Yeah. Okay. Now, there is also a very honest gentleman who appeared at the Public Accounts Committee.
Yes.
And what he said, it was the reaction of those who listened to what he said that really, really, really got me amazed. So you listen to this gentleman who appeared at the Public Accounts Committee. This was at the committee room of Parliament House. Ministry of Sanitation was on the floor. Listen to this interaction, and I'll get your comments.
So let me now know what is the date on the receipts. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, we collected our eyes. So they backdate the receipts.
They backdate the receipt. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, we are all laughing. In fact, even our witnesses are laughing. But that is what most of them do. That's what they do. He's an honest person, so he said they backdated the receipts. He spoke the truth.
The truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes. So that tells you how the system works. You see, something that happened in 2019, for which the audit was done in 2020. Now, the receipts was written on 1st February 2023, backdated. And that receipts, if you trace it to the records of that company or enterprise, you won't get it anywhere, recorded in any of their books.
So the utterances of a very honest man, and it was almost as if he was performing at a comedy show with people laughing like that. Dr. Ginger, your thoughts on this, briefly?
You see, I think despite the fact that he's been very honest, I think the fact that you had to backdate it, to me, there's a criminal intent there. So we shouldn't just laugh over it. Let's see how we can make a case out of it, so that people do not take advantage of the system. This, as the chairman rightly said, this is something that has been happening. So we must find a way of putting a stop to it. And the only way you can put a stop to it, we let people know that, look, this is not right, so that if you cross the line, we punish you. There's actually a criminal intent from what I've just seen so far. Because why do you have to backdate it? If I buy something today, supply me this phone, and then you supply me and you can't give me the date, and then you have to backdate it, I think it's a little bit murky, and then they have a lot of questions to answer. So we must delve into it and don't just laugh over it, and make sure that people pay for some of these things, because it's costing all of us.
Kaf, you know, I have gotten the chance to be at the assembly level before as a presiding member. To know that mostly releases for 2023 fiscal year will come in 2025. So you have a situation whereby you have DACF, District Assembly Common Fund, the Urban Development Fund, you have the FWAT Assessment Fund, you have the DPAT Fund, and all the funds you can think of that comes to the Assembly. CAF, at times you can have service providers rendering a service and payment to come 2 years after. And this government system doesn't even make room for interest payment. So if you executed a contract, let's say what, 5 million Ghana cedi in 2021, and you are being paid in 2023, you're going to lose a lot. What the guy said is the honest truth. However, speaking the truth does not exonerate you from criminal liability. So let us establish that fact. Now, having spoken the truth at that big platform, what must we do? The onus lies on the government machinery to always timely release government funds. If government funds goes on time, I can tell you that most of the infraction in Auditor General report will not come. Before I take leave of this platform, let me still repeat my position on the birth and death issue. I am too passionate because, if we improve service delivery there alone, the revenue base of the government can even be up by 1% from that quarter. Because I know government can introduce premium service at the birth and death registry to say that if you want your birth set within 1 week, pay 150 Ghana cedis. If you want it within 3 days, pay 300. If you want it even in a day, pay 1,000 Ghana. And I can tell you, there will be people in Ghana who will need this service within 24 hours. So for me, it is not about creating a system to punish people. If the registrar thinks he or she can't do the job, off and let somebody take the seat, because there are more unemployed young people in Ghana who have the requisite qualification to do that job better than what you are doing.
All right, we're about to end this segment shortly, but before that, we just wanted to, so there's been some social media action where Mr. Kevin Taylor of Loud Silence Media has been going on a rant about what he thinks is intimidation by the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation with respect to some of the content that he puts out on the waves. I was hunting for Thelma to come and read this thing, but since she's not here, I'll go and read it myself. All right, so this is it. So this is him on the 3rd of February. Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, why are you reporting our videos as a state-financed broadcaster? Has the mandate of GBC changed from protecting the state to protecting a particular regime? Shame! Whoever the administrators of GBC are a disgrace to the institution they work for. Folks, GBC has been reporting our videos for no reason since 2022. Their report on our live shows have been so consistent that we risk having difficulty in coming live. Is the reason our link for the Wednesday show dropped on Wednesday during, with all due respect, Wadra. It's one of the shameful things this government is using the state broadcasting company to do. Hashtag focus, 367 comments, 64 shares. Most of them were full of vitriol and insults, matching the tone of this particular message. And so we responded to this message on the same platform, Facebook, and this is the response of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. So it's going to come up in a short while, and then you will see the response from. So this is Ghana Broadcasting Corporation's response, published same day in the evening when we closed on work and we had a time to just chill and think through things. GBC as an entity is not reporting Loud Silence Media to Facebook. However, GBC activated the rights manager option on its Meta platform that helps the station to copyright all of its online content. Hence, any online media house that uses GBC content without being listed as a partner of GBC will be flagged by Meta, not GBC. So if you're not a partner, we'll flag you. And it's not us who is flagging, it's Meta who is flagging. The decision to use this copyright system became necessary after GBC observed a series of deliberate abuse of its content by various online media entities and a commercializing of its content. Following the decision to use this platform, GBC has received several complaints from media houses and individuals and even government organizations on strikes against content they post on their platforms. GBC subsequently set up a technical committee to work on the complaints and to rectify them as soon as it is detected, leading to the resolution of most of the issues. In the case of Loud Silence Media, the technical team realized that he had used some of GBC's content in his production. A case in point is a publication on December 15, 2022. There's a link there in this video. From a particular point in time, Loud Silence Media used a footage from our coverage of a parliamentary appointment committee meeting to vet a deputy minister designate. Even though Loud Silence TV argues they use the content under a fair use policy, the system as built by Meta is unable to deduce cases of fair right usage, and so the strike applies anyway. We are, however, quick to add that based on how the system works, there may be some instances where content not belonging to us may receive a strike because they look similar to ours and the system is unable to differentiate. We have not set forth to stifle Loud Silence Media, and we won't do so. Our technical team is also of the view that the strikes being experienced by Loud Silence Media cannot be why it has failed to upload its content, since we have not informed Meta to restrict them. Our technical team will, in the next 48 hours, reach out to Loud Silence Media and to assist them resolve any issues they have, if it is within our powers to do so. With all due respect, Loud Silence Media, all tagged, and we got a comment on that. And hopefully that should put to rest all the issues. Small piece of advice to Mr. Kevin Taylor, pick up the phone and call GBC. Unlike Minister of Foreign Affairs, our lines work, all right? And you can get through to our team, and then we'll speak to you. But to be blasting us there and insulting us, it won't work. You know, and we will not respond with insults. We'll respond as the national broadcaster responds, with respect. And we're not working for anybody, we're working for you, actually, the people of Ghana. So that's our comment on that. Thank you very much. The silence can continue to be loud where you are, but we're here doing our work, and that's it for today. Gentlemen, last comments before you leave. I'll start with the lawyer.
Yeah, well, you see, having read this, having been a practicing journalist for almost 16 years, I think every media house has its own editorial policy.
That's it.
So your editorial policy is what is going to guide you as to the stories you cover, as to what the content you put across to your viewers. So that if you look at two newspapers like Graphic and Times, their editorial policies are different.
Completely.
You see, and the way they even cover the story. Daily Graphic, they like to focus on the individual. Ghanaian Times, they like to focus on the event. So their editorial policies are different. So I think GBC as a state broadcaster and a respectable that one of this magnitude, I think you are doing a good job. maintain it, and people may disagree or agree with you, but keep your stand and then let people know that you guys know what you're doing. Because I've been associated with GBC for the past 35 years.
Fantastic.
I know the caliber of people who work here, and I know the people who are leading and managing GBC.
Thank you.
So I think stick to your editorial policy, be consistent, and be independent and impartial as you've always been.
Thank you so much.
Congrats, GBC. More grease to your elbows.
Our elbows are already greasy. We want more. We want more. Thank you very much, Dr. Kwekwana Najinde, lawyer, lecturer, former journalist, and I'll be sitting in one of his classes. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll come.
You're welcome.
I'll come and sit in your class. Bernard, your last comment.
Cap,
Yes.
you know, many people now watch GBC and GTV Breakfast Show,
Big time.
and there's a lot of improvement, except those who don't want to admit it. For me, it's one of the greatest pride to be here on this platform.
Thank you.
Because I don't take a joke to it. You know, this is the nation pulse, and whatever you say, the president watches it 24/7. Look, there are issues you have raised here. The respective agencies came back to debunk it, but the presidency acted on it. I know. You know, so for us, we want to urge you to do it the best way, not even the better way.
Yes.
And there's a huge improvement. Look, if you go to even people's traditional homes, people now watch GTV Breakfast Show compared to other platforms because the content is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm turning between two devils, but I'll go for the necessary devil. Kevin is a good friend. GTV is my good brand. On any day, I'll choose a good brand over a good friend. So for me, GTV is not everything for me. In fact, I wake up every day 4 a.m. on Monday to come here.
Thank you.
And I want to urge young people, those who think that though GTV was at Tetekwa, now we are not at Tetekwa.
At all.
Now we are very modernized.
No, TikTok.
And in conclusion, you know, in the past, this was more like a PR for the government.
Yeah.
But the things you allow us to discuss here on this platform, I wish the next government that will continue. I don't want to point that a new government emerges and they want to gag you people. You know, the new Director General, Professor Al-Hassan, let's commend him. His leadership has making the thing too liberal. Will you in the past see a rant on Breakfast Show GTV? No. They will gag you and give you the thing to speak on. But today, we came here and you say, what are your rants? So nobody knows what I came home with. There is something I want the next government to adopt and not gag anybody to say that when you come here, come and discuss newspaper. Let me come with my rant and rant over it.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Let me remind you.
Yes.
Okay.
The Director General, Professor
Al-Hassan.
Amin, he is a trained journalist from
you.
DIJ of all places.
Just like you, Doc. Just like you.
I now understand
Thank
it.
you. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Are we bail out?
Yeah, let me just sign off and then you bail out. So the next conversation is for G4O, Gold for Oil Policy, CSO's call for transparency. My guests, one of them is seated already, Mr. Kwame Jantua, energy expert. Today he wears the energy expert hat. And then Adam Yakubu, research and policy analyst at the Institute for Energy Security. Breakfast with Mabel Kouaji will come on after them. Your messages are always with us on 055-556-1034. We're everywhere, even TikTok. And
15 second request.
yes.
Is there a way this platform can simulcast so
Yes.
that people who can watch the live show can also listen to a radio kind of? Because people want to simulcast them.
Noted for that. Or
Thank
they
you.
can just put it on Facebook and then not watch it. They can put their phone on Facebook and they are listening and they're
Okay.
going. That's your summer cost.
Right.
While we get other things happening.
Sure.
Thank you. All right.
you.
Coming up next, Gold for Oil. You stick around. This is GT.